I would want every leader to stop and ask one thing. If my website went down for a week, would we lose revenue or just lose the face?
Right.
If the honest answer is we would lose face but not the revenue, the site is a brochure, not a growth asset.
Hello, everybody. My name is Christo Wilfred, and welcome back to WPDev. And joining me is Nirmal Gyanwali. Now, Nirmal's journey is a little different. He grew up on a farm in Nepal, moved to Australia for a master's in IT, and eventually built WP Creative into a 25-person agency. Nirmal, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Nirmal, tell us a little bit about your story, about WP Creative, and what most businesses get wrong when they think they need a new website.
That's an interesting question. To give a background, I'm Nirmal. I'm the founder and CEO of WP Creative. We are a web performance agency. We turn website into growth engines for scaling brands. The line is pretty much always the same. The site feels old and we need a refresh. And most of the time, either it means they have stopped trusting their own site or they have lost the confidence with it. Nine times out of 10, they don't need a rebuild. They need to fix what is not working and especially what is leaking. The one signal that actually tells is, does the site convert the
Okay.
traffic it already has? So that's the one of the biggest filter we look at. And when they come to us, what we do is we look at under the hood, what is going on, what has to be done. And we usually take what they have and fix it, stabilize, and find quick wins and make it perform within weeks, not months. And that's what exactly we do for our clients.
Can you tell me, maybe give me two or three more examples that you look at that clearly tells you that the site has not been maintained as regularly as it should be?
One way to quickly look into that I do is look into the backend, get the access, look into the plugin. When was the last time it was up to date? The WordPress version as well, PHP version, and then for example, a couple of major plugins. And if there is a major release in the past, for example, Elementor, ACF, whatever that is, if there has been a major release and the last updated was long time ago, then it
Right.
quickly tells me, look, it is not up to date. There is a lot of risk with that.
Right.
It can break anytime.
So again, that is to do with plugin updates. Is there anything else?
Say the first layer is the infrastructure and the security, and then second, definitely we look into the performance, and then we look into the Google Analytics. Sometimes they don't even have Google Analytics set it up, and then how do you know what is working, what is not working? And the GFO doesn't have the event set up, and then you don't know whether it is converting or not.
Yeah.
And the tracking and all these things.
Are clients often shocked by how unsecure their websites are when they come to you and they do an audit?
Surprisingly, it is more than what many people
Wow.
think.
Right.
And yeah, when you look into that, surprisingly, I have seen even 5-figure per month for agencies who were supposed to be maintaining the big infrastructure, but
Yeah.
I have found like it was updated last in like 3 years ago. That's one of the like kind of the nightmare situation.
So how does a site owner allow this? You don't have to be fully technically sound to understand that, right? So how does it even get to that situation, Nirmal, in your experience? How has that even happened?
Usually, when you look at like that amount of money, we're looking at the mid to enterprise kind of businesses,
Yeah.
and it is a little bit more tricky. There is a lot of complexities around the procurement and all these things than what it looks like. Most of the time, the end user of the site is either mostly the marketing department or the business owner, until business owner wearing a marketing hat. They're not tech people. For example, let's say someone has installed, this is a very simple example, redirection plugin or SEO plugin. I have even seen like 3-4 different plugin for the same thing. And the reason it keeps happening and there is no one is going to do anything about it is they don't know. What if I delete that? What if it breaks the site?
Got
What if it is going to break the whole thing? There is a fear around it, so they don't want to touch it.
Right.
Sometimes even the devs don't want to touch it because they don't have time to look into that. What if something
Right.
goes wrong and they will get blamed? So the first thing we always do is sit down with the marketing team and figure it out. What is the role of this plugin? Do you know what it is this doing? What is the impact? If they don't know, we do an audit and we do the cleanup. That's the number one thing. Otherwise, we're working on the wrong foundation.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, especially if it's such a mess and then they've come to you, that's exactly what they want you for.
So yeah, we have got a checklist. We go through that, but now we're using AI a lot of things to analyze quickly to get the report insight rather than doing the manual checking as well.
I hope you guys are taking notes as well because that's an interesting piece of advice, right? Following from that, let me ask you an interesting question, right? Now for an agency owner thinking about making that same shift, what's the first thing in their pricing or service structure that needs to change?
The first thing that has to change is stop selling the website as a finished product. One of Redesign sells a thing that is done. Recurring only works when you sell an outcome. For example, real monthly progress, QBRs, quarterly business reviews, roadmap the client can see, or they will churn. Then the sale as well, you're no longer closing a project, you're starting as a partnership, and different conversation, different client, different qualifications. Some clients won't fit, and that's okay.
So Nirmal, like my final question to you. You've been in the agency game now for 25 years. So obviously you've gotten a lot of things right. What are some things that that need improvement in your own business today?
There is no single thing to improve every day. There are a lot of things that you can improve, and which is a fun part, because most of the founders, entrepreneurs love building. That's why we started business, and I love making things. I love building things. What is the one thing that has to improve? I would say right now AI.
Okay.
And we're actively rolling out AI, building out intelligence tool as well that can help the team, make their life easier, again, move faster, deliver better quality for clients.
That's fantastic. That's good to know. So, Nirmal, it was a great conversation. I really want to thank you for the time that you've spent with us today. And there are just so many gems in this conversation, not just for the audience, but for myself as well, right? There's so much to learn from you and your team. And I wish you all the very best, Nirmal. And again, thank you so much for spending the time with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show and having a chat with you.
Thanks, Christo. It was fun talking about different topics.
And I'm looking forward to meeting you in real life one day and grabbing a coffee with you.
Sure. Look forward to it.
Excellent. A huge thank you to Nirmal for joining me today. I'll leave his socials here or here if you'd like to follow him. And if you enjoyed this episode, click right here to check out our other podcasts. And I'll see you there.